Good evening, Chris, West Hill Wagon Works. Good evening, Chris Hunt, Hunt Heath. Good evening, Brian, Finnerton Central. Yes, I am live. Yes, you are looking at a blank screen at the minute. That is for obvious reasons. Good evening, Trains. Good evening, Tim. Just see if we can get a few more people watching before the show begins. Oh, New Junction. Richard, good evening. Finally got it all sorted. We want, I know, we're on 8 people. Oh, we're on 11 people. Who else is in there? Say hi, those extra people. So, do I need a light bulb 10? No, the light's off for purpose reasons. It will be coming on in a minute. Once we just get a few more people in, just so I don't have to repeat myself. Where am I going? Has everyone had a good weekend so far? Or a good week even? Chris, hope you all had a busy day. Yeah, well, busy last few days, to be fair, for myself. What are we on now? 12 people watching. The big reveal is coming up. Yeah, it is, Brian, it is. Oh. Yeah, we're still going. No, good evening, David Edwards. Good evening, Dragon Junction. Put the lights on. It will be going on in a sec. Just want to get a few people. Oh, we've lost quite a few people. Well, without further ado, I'll go and turn the light off, so bear with me a sec. Hello. Can't see anything, just black screen. Grandad Choo Choo. Good evening. Give me 2 seconds while I just try and turn on my computer screen so I've got to see the chat. So yeah, welcome to the new, well, I wouldn't say new Beatenhof Junction, but the new layout that's up in the loft. Just a quick introduction. This was the layout that I bought from Chester Model Railway Club quite a few months ago. Sat in the garage under tarpaulin, and yeah, finally got it up in the layout. As you can see, got two legs with it behind the camera here, joisted underneath, and then obviously that is the new part of the layout, which has taken me I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, yesterday and today, which underneath the camera is the new part that I fitted this morning. So yes, I have done quite a bit. Dragon Junction, how you done some work? Yes, I have. There is a bit more to do, due for the fact of down the bottom there, this side of the board, it's going to slope around there underneath here into the fiddle yard, come around underneath the camera, and then go up and then slowly raise up onto this board here. So first thing I need to do next month is to replace all this track work that's down, as this was Beatenhof, the Chester Model Railway Club's exhibition layout. It does need changing, obviously, for my purposes. So yeah. So yeah, what have we? Well, I've written down a on my notepad what we've got, or what I've got to discuss. It's quite a bit, to be fair. Recently I got, I think it's 3 177 subscribers, I believe. So I'd like to thank everyone that's subscribed. As I think the last I was on was about to the 200 mark. So this video will include trying to think now, me 300 prizes for my 300 subscriber giveaway. Yes, I'm over. Good evening, Dave over at Cottesmore. Was that Chris? Make sure you have enough clearance for the point motors. I learned the hard way. Yes, I'm right. I must write stuff down. Yeah, well, it's shoddy handwriting, but it's all there. So yeah, as I said, revealing prizes for my 300 subscriber giveaway. Yes, as I said, I'm 77 over, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's something that I wanted to do when I had 300 subscribers, but I just didn't get around to doing it. Will also be if someone. Oh, good evening, Sparky 107. Nice of you to join us over from the States. I've no idea what time it is for yourself over there. Where was I talking about? Yes, recently got the new Class 66 from Hornby, through from Rails of Sheffield. I originally over Christmas purchased a Class 47. Sparky is 107. Fair enough. So it's not too much after midday then. Yeah, got Class 47 that I bought from eBay through Rails of Sheffield. Said that it working, received it, didn't work. So yeah, I think it was about 4 weeks. They tried to fix it, and then I had an email back to say, listen, unfortunately, we can't fix it. So, you know, the only thing we can do is give you a replacement. So, as I knew the Hornby were going to re-release the Class 66, I asked for that, and I've got it in EWS colours. So, yeah, it's not bad for £67.50. You're paying for what you get. It's not like the most detailed of loco. Hornby, I think, still are on the understanding of, you know, we'll do all tooling, and it's not the best, to be fair, compared to the Bachmann one I bought from Worley last year, which is where the Dan has a sound chip in it, and I paid 160 for that, and that is a far better model. Although that Hattons visit we all went to from the MRYCG last year, I'd rather the Hattons model, but unfortunately the price tag, and with at the time having no layout, I was getting nagged in the ear to get my layout up and built and running before buying any locos. Although for the half, I have bought some recent purchases since then, so the other half doesn't know about that. So what she doesn't know about won't hurt her, really. So yeah, there's I've got two locos, one that I would like. Yeah, Brian. Well, mum's the word, but it's Mother's Day, so that won't work. I've got two. Well, one loco I would like to talk with Tim about, for him to do about making it look under restoration, as it's an extreme. Well, it's a very old loco, and you'll keep getting nagged until you're done. Well, as you can see at the minute, I've put a board over the loft hatch and a bit of spare carpet, so when I'm up here, because the ladder, it's a new loft ladder, so that is how when I'm up here it will be going. Grandad tutu touch, you'll find out. No, she won't. She won't. So yeah, there's the class locomotive I've got. It's quite an old one. I remember my dad having it when I was younger, so it's probably older than me. And there's another one that I'd like to give to Jeff Reedman of Jumper Lane to have a go at as well. So I've got two locos that I'll be sending off. There's also a HST project, although you can see that one behind me. That is, I've got two sets. One barely runs, one doesn't. So the one that doesn't run, I thought of painting and copyright, well, painting my own colour scheme for Bietenhof, and then have, as I said, the non-running one as a little diorama series or a little scene where it's in the TMD and it's getting resprayed. And then this is the one that doesn't work. It might just need quite a bit of heavy service, which I will get that all resprayed into the livery I want. I've had a look at a few people on the MRYCG chat. I've sent a few pictures to them to see what their conclusion is. I've since seen a few more colour schemes I quite like the look of, and it will be called a CTCE, so Coast to Coast Express, so that when I do my Bietenhof visits videos, if I can get it serviced and it all working correctly, and once it's been resprayed, that will be included in the videos as well. So that will be something else for you to look at. What would I do with the motor out the HST? Oh, the non-working one, Brian. I'll probably just leave it in there, to be fair, because it's the old tooling of the HST, so it's the old cog. Lost words now. Cog gearing. So I'm not very familiar on what of how to fix or service it. So if there's anyone that would like to have a go, then just get in touch with me. What else is there? There's also, I don't know if he's watching, but I bought pardon me, I bought a scenic item. Yes, if you don't mind, Brian, if that's all right, if you PM me and I'll send it your way. The chap Andy Heath, I recently bought a scenic item off. I will be showing that off as well. Richard and New Junction, you're probably going to guess what this is. Just a quick look on showing you where I've got up to on the How to Diorama series. It's not progressed much. Oh, hang on, sorry. Someone's sending messages in the chat and I can't swipe them over. It's not very far. I should really get my backside into gear to do it. I have got paints, plaster cloth from Hobbycraft. I've got a new static grass applicator. I just need to know what length of grass to get for that, and also 2 locos that I will be selling. I will be putting them up on Facebook through the sites to see if anyone wants some. They're just not, I'm not doing what I said I started out to do, which was now between 1947 and 1957. And since buying that Bachmann Class 66 from Worley last year, I've decided to completely revert and do modern day stuff. Although this time last year, certain people would have known that I was like, oh, I don't really like modern stuff. Oh, it's all boring, it's all drip. But with modern day layouts, you can run Steam as rail tours. So I'm keeping Flying Scotsman, or my old Flying Scotsman, my Tornado, the J11, and can't think of what it's called now. Another loco that I've got that's weathered. So yeah, the two locos I've got for sale are not in the area I've got anymore, so they will be going up as well. Also, be showing you a bit more around the layout. Have I got a thing? Oh yeah, and showing the Bietenhof Facebook page. I think there's a few people that have liked it, just to get it a bit out there, a bit more with everything. So yeah, so scandalous. So yeah, as you can see, as I said previously, the baseboards are upped. This, I'll start with this side of the layout. This being plywood top and plywood lost for words now, like a strengthening piece and another plywood thing. So underneath is all, it's like a hollow shell basically. With this side of the layout being quite heavy to lift up, we've had to kind of be a bit more concentrated on the supports and with battening it and making sure that this side will not fall down, which you can see from one leg and two down here. Down the bottom there is a, but I think you can just about see it where, get my finger on it because I can't think, just about by there, you can see a batten for the back of the layout. Unfortunately, this piece here doesn't reach, I think it's about that much off, but that will get readjusted. So yeah, the plan is, if I can try and tee down. And before you start, Richard, no, I'm not copying it. I just put them there just to keep them safe. No, hang on, I'm tightening up. So the plan is to have by, let's see if I can get it. Ooh, there you go. Right. So I've got set fourth, set third for the, I call them up lines because I'm not really sure of which ones they are. Then there's going to be two here, which will be again a fourth and a third. And then this one is a second radius. And then again, there will be another second radius curve. So basically these two come round beyond the camera here into a, I think it's a streamlined point. I need to get, no, actually it's electrofog, insofog, it doesn't really matter. So they'll go into one, so coming the opposite way, they'll go from one track to two. So then I'll have two. Platforms will be very short, truth be told, due to the fact of the town scene here is going to be three foot long. And it'll have various station building steps going down onto the platforms, the car park, some shops, a bus station, and some of the little things going with a few main roads. And then this, from I think was it last week, I put up an update to say that I wasn't very happy with the progress that I'd made on the layout. Although, as you can see now, a week later, I've progressed from it all being on the floor up on as it is now. So this is a single platform where I presume, I think it'll be a two car DMU, EMU or whatever will be parked in there. This will come onto this main track here, and then it'll split off by here. There'll be a station pilot area, and there's your van there, Richard. Again, it's broken down. The RAC are attending your van, so don't worry, your engineers are safe and sound. So that would be platform 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then again, there'll be two tracks here going underneath and then into one, and then they'll feed off down that way. And then this platform here will be for the branch line. Then the second track will be coming off early and into the small TMD, which obviously at the minute is where the camera's sat. Limited edition merch, that is. Well, I'm missing what do you call it? Well, I don't know if it fell off, or I don't know if you can see. I'm missing one on the other side. I don't know if your engineer is a bit reckless with your vans, Richard, but you might want to have words. So yeah, it'll come. The one track there will go into obviously the branch line. That'll just be the single, although the second track here will come off the branch line and go into the TMD, which is where the camera is sat on. Down the bottom, all four tracks will actually go, hang on, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the four main lines will eventually go down. 4 parts are cheap. So they'll go from, as I said, 4 tracks down into their 1 track, and then go, if I can bring the camera back up. Oh, of it. So they'll sweep down, and then just before the end, I've no idea how I'm going to work it out yet. And so I've got all this sorted, relayed here. That bit at the bottom, I'm not 100% on. So yeah, then they'll go, as I said before, underneath the board, go into the fiddle yard, and then go around and then come back up on the other side. This side is going to be a bit more of a rural scene-ish, give or take. I'm not 100% on what it is just yet until I've done this side, and I know trains can go up and down freely. It's not too much. Brian, how much of the original layout will be kept? Right, well, I have, or the pictures I posted up on Facebook previously, all the red Metcalfe buildings that were on here, they will be going on the town scene. The buildings such as the goods shed, this cattle dock will be going on that side to kind of tie in to possibly a farm scene. These buildings, although they're super kit, will be going somewhere along here. Same with the garage, the signal box, yes. The bit of scenic material that was along here, which is here, will go along this side, and a few other bits. So I'd say on the bit of the scenic mountain top, the top there will go on at the back there to hide the tight curves of set curves to go underneath into the fiddle yard. So yeah, a majority of it will be good evening, Craig, Newton Junction. So yeah, it does seem to a shame to rip up this layout as it stands, but it's like, because it's only an end-to-end exhibition layout. So when I bought it, the intention was to convert it into what I was going to purpose it for. So yeah, it's not a bad layout. There's a few issues with it, which I'm glad I'm kind of tearing up the track in certain areas where the board joins are, and point motor is not really working that well. So yeah, other than that, this platform might be kept. I'm not sure. I'm not going to use these Hornby ones, but these are what was that? Sorry, Brian. If you, yeah, true, Brian. So yeah, these are just rough guides, so I know roughly where the tracks are going to be placed, so to say. Along the back, I'm not 100% sure. I might use the red brick wall, retaining wall. I'm not too sure, or I might make up something myself to go along the back. At one part there will be a motorway going over the top of it, just to kind of hide, just to kind of blend in with the scenic down there. And then this side, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on. So I put wallpaper down for now, but I find that's easier to plan with, because plans can quite easily change and all the rest of it. So yeah, so what we'll do now, going for 25 minutes. So is there any questions you've got on the layout so far, or what you've been up to for the past week or so? Anything else? Just before I go on to the 300 sub prizes. There are other brands available, pop as well, not just Pepsi Max. And then obviously Western Works, what country? Sorry. Craig, no, I haven't. So, but you've just literally answered Chris's question from Western Works. Chris, I'm looking for an NCE power cab, purely for the fact of the little modules you get where you can just plug it in anywhere to your layout. So there'll be one underneath where the camera is. There's going to be one by here and another one by here, just so the fact of, you know, I mean, we used it, or we use it on Fogham Hill, which is Chester Model Railway Club's latest exhibition layout. We went to Bala, we went to Warrington last year. We are going to one in Llandudno in a few weeks or so, I think a month or two. And then we've also put it into Whalley, I think, next year or 2021. I'm not 100% sure on that date. And that's what this t-shirt is. I do need to get a t-shirt for the layout, but that'll be another thing. So yeah, it's just for the simple fact of the NCE power cab. I'm not situated in one spot, which watching some people's videos, they are, where one section is where their controller is, and if they've got a derailment, they've got to stop, turn around and go to the other part of the layout where they've had the issue, or, you know what I mean, they have to just stay there constantly watching the trains, whereas I want to have the freedom of having the controller in my hand where working on, or wherever I decide to put my workbench, and working there and having no issues, maybe once, twice looking over my shoulder, seeing how the trains are, and just keeping it like that. Chris, we use Gaze Match Apologies, so much freedom, helps a lot. Yeah, I think that the ones with the, you can just plug in and out all the time, I think they are the better ones to go for, personally. Each to their own. I do have the Hornby Select at the minute, which I will use for now until I get an NCE power cab. Once I've got an NCE power cab, that's it then. That's what I'll solely be using. But as I said, anything other than that, there's a lot of wiring that I need to do. So it'll be, sorry, I keep getting Facebook messages coming through, so they keep getting into it in the way of the screen. So yeah, where the camera's seated, the back bit will be sectioned off, and the front bit will be a small little TMD area. I might have to put just underneath here a little corner piece in, just to allow the little bit of the scenic to flow through, and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's been a busy quite full. I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, 3.5 days, because I only worked on it half a day just to put in the piece that's underneath yourselves. So yeah, it's of house last week, before I put up last week's update for this month, I nearly thanks Brian, I'm coming on to something in a sec. I nearly threw in the towel on the whole lot, and thought, you know what I mean, I'm never going to do this layout. It's just always going to sit on the floor. I'm not going to get trains running. You know what I mean? I dismantled the one in the back bedroom, and I just thought, this isn't just going to happen. So we went away to the caravan to set it up for the new season, last Friday till Sunday. Talking on the MRYCG group, talking to Brian, who mentioned, you know, it's just a hobby. Just remember that, which thanks Brian for that, because I think I was thinking about it too much, thinking, right, I need to do the layout, so taking myself away for 2 days from the house, you know what I mean, not so much ignoring it, but, you know, just getting myself away, have a break for 2 days, and then come to this week, come with a fresh head, and thought, right, you know what I mean, asked my father-in-law when he's off, and come around Thursday, and I think we got these two boards up. not 100% sure. And then this was the final one that went up on. Brian, well, thank you very much. Because if you hadn't, well, not that I would have thrown in the towel, but you know what I mean. It's just a bit. I think I was talking about it too much, or thinking about it too much. Since December, I think it was December or November, when I got part of the layout, or part of the loft done. I think I said I'd give myself till November to get the layout up, trains running, and a bit of scenic. So I've still got a few months left. Although I finished most of the plasterboarding now. The wall behind you is 92% complete. I've got 2 pieces either end of the apex to do to seal it in. I've got to cut out 2 of the little bricked hole things, I can't remember what they're called, and put a plastic one in. I've got to do 2 of them, pardon me. And then we had new carpet in the bedroom. Brian, is there any insulation in there? There is, but it's underneath the boards. These plaster boards, I don't know if you can see on the camera where the screw marks are. That is where the battens for the roof are. So in each of the gap there isn't anything, just to allow the loft to breathe. As I think it was last summer when I put up the video before I went onto Facebook Friday. Then you could see of how hot it was up in that loft, or in the loft here. I was drenched with sweat. This time around it seems to be a bit more cooler, although I think it was the other day it was quite a bit hot up here. But my girlfriend's got a Dyson Air thing. You can does hot air and cold air, so that will be sitting on the other side of the room. She doesn't know it yet, but it'll be sitting on the other side of the room, blowing cold air, and all the rest of it. So yeah, so the back wall in a previous update. No, it's not a dehumidifier. It's a big long oval thing. It's got a hole in the middle. So basically, on the base unit itself, it draws in air and then circulates it around this little oval thing and then streams it out. They're about 150 odd quid or something. She got it for about 80 quid in a sale somewhere. They are really good. We used it last summer when it was hot around the house. It does slightly cool down depending on how hot the room is. But yeah, in a previous update I said that I'd batten and plasterboard the back wall. I'm not going to bother with that majority. The bottom half I might do. Brian, she'll kill it. No, she won't. If she's not here, Brian, she won't know. As long as I put it back in the bedroom before she gets back, I'll be all right. So I'll just do the bottom there. As I said, we were having new carpet, portable aircon, indeed. We had new carpet in the bedroom, and she asked what I was going to do with the old carpet, which is what is down now. And instead of throwing it out, well, when I ripped it all up, we found that the flooring underneath was still in good nick, and with it being from Carpetright, it was probably put down quite a few years ago. We'd already paid for new underlay, so I decided to bring it all up here and put carpet down, although I have a roll of it still left, so that will go in here when I have guests or when people come to see the layout. I'll put that carpet out just in case if I've been cleaning, if I've been doing any cutting or any layout stuff and I've not had a chance to hoover it up, although I might hoover it up, there still might be bits left on the floor, so I'll just put that carpet out for a bit more comfort. And so yeah, it doesn't go all the way, but that part there I'm not going to be standing by anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, I shall see you again then, Craig. Thank you very much. It's not a red carpet, it's a grey carpet. So you don't get the special treatment when you come here. So yeah, as I said, that won't be getting done there. I won't be standing. The light, which I know you can't see at the minute because the light that's above my head is quite bright. The other light that I've got down there, my father-in-law is going to come during the week to fit that. So then I'll have two lights. And looking at the light coverage from just this one with the two bulbs, it gives me a reasonable light. So when I get that one down there, it'll be a pretty good room to be in lit and for running shots and all the rest of it. Along the back here, that beam, I will be painting. I'm not 100% sure on whether I'm going to put 1mm or 2mm ply on it, just because it's not exactly straight level. It's obscured. It's all over the place basically. So there is a bit of a gap at the back there. That will get filled in, so there's no issue with that. Considering the flooring in this loft isn't, or any part of this loft has not been level whatsoever, it's been a struggle to get it all level. Well, everything else, but putting up this layout was a bit tedious. We had to try and think of ways of doing legs and battening it and all the rest of it. So one leg supports the join between two boards, same with that one, and I've just bit of this wood here is what's keeping that end up there, and then this side is just basically a rectangle frame with joists in the middle and the board sat on top. So this side, apart from that leg there, that one at the back, one underneath here and another one underneath here, considering it's my first time doing framework, it's all spot on. There were issues of where I've had to screw the board down onto the framework to keep the board level, but other than that, I've had no issues. And then the same again on that one. There's a slight bit of gap, but as I said, nothing on this loft's been leveled straight. It's all obscured, and one side's different measurement down to the bottom. So to get of what I've done within the space of 3.5 days is quite good going, to be fair. So yeah, but once I got going and did the first frame, it was pretty simple. Brian, how big is the layout? Right, well, got to take measure. I can't remember the size of Bietenhof exactly. I know what it is width wise. It's just 2 foot 7 inches. Actually, no, that one's not going to be long enough, so it is. So that side of the layout is just under 14 feet. This side, if I can get it all to... Currently, it's just over 14 foot. But where that leg is there, tape measure's got as mine's will. Where that leg is down there, the board does I don't know if you can see it, I don't know if that's any better, but the board does go slightly a bit over. So what I'm intending to do, that leg that's there, go, I think, about 500mm away from the leg, and then cut that board at the end, so then it's a bit more of a gradual decline. into the fiddle yard using the foam risers, so it's a bit more better. Plus I won't be using all of that board. Obviously the track will be more towards that back beam going in around the bend, so it's not too bad. Jeff, what are you planning on? So this side, Jeff, yeah. To be honest, I'm not 100% set on it. I know in one of my previous updates I had a little piece of paper with a drawing out and laid it out on the floor in my living room to see what it'd look like. It will be up, the tracks will be raised up above, just about underneath the roof level of the houses, so that it'll give it that aspect of the railway higher up than the street level and the village or rural setting, whatever it's going to be. There'll be a bit of a road going through the church scene from the previous layout on its little cardboard base. I will be using that. Where at the minute I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that where am I? There, all that scenic and this is going to go over there. I know at the back there I'm probably going to do a farm scene, which is what I planned for the previous layout, but I just didn't get around to doing it. And then in the end I was trying to do sidings and all the rest of it, and then that just never became of anything. So I think that's mainly what it's going to be. Other than that, I'm not 100% fixed yet, to be fair, Jeff. That's just why the lining paper's down at the minute. Although I know this side of the layout, as it comes through here underneath the town scene, will go from this board straight into this board here. So behind, when I do a tour off the tripod, I'll explain it a bit more, but it'll go through and then transition into this scenic bit here. So this middle section will really be a bit of a mishmash, or it might just be a board down the middle to try and transist both layouts basically. Because I know in that little piece of paper that I did plan on having a country station on this side, which after visiting Richard of New Junction's layout and looking at how he had his mainline station and going off, and then like a rural bit with a branch line, his heritage line. I'm not saying I'm going for something similar, but the aspect of having mostly that scenic of grass and all the rest of it, it probably will be that. Might just be a little village. I was thinking the other day of having a little narrow gauge railway, only a little bit, coming back and forth. But I looked at the prices of the locos and stock. It's not at this moment in time, with me doing modern day stuff, I've only got 266s, and that's it, with a road of wagons. So I don't have any modern day stock apart from them bits. I am interested in getting the TPE. Might be getting 2 sets of them depending on who I ask for Christmas, and various other locos and rolling stock that I like to get for the layout, which I think would look really good on here. So yeah, other than that, that's really the plan on obviously the fiddle yard underneath. I can't really do the fiddle yard until I've completely done this layout, relayed the track, so I know that this part is sound, and then once I'll do that, I'll slowly move to where the camera is. I'll have that track fixed in place and then go around down here loosely putting in a track, but that final bit at the top there will be set in stone. So from I think from about where this board join is to about this other board join here, that total section is not going to be fixed, but that's that corner piece there where the set curves will be, and that bit down there where the set curves will be. Them two parts of that layout will be set. So all this I'll have free run at. So, well, I was going to do, but we'll leave that till last. Give me 2 seconds. So yeah, I was going to discuss about the how-to diorama series that I was doing, just to show you of the slight bit of progress I made on it, which I don't think you'll be able to see very well, but that's where I'm up to at the minute. The latest pieces to go in were the little bits down the bottom here. I will be painting this up, and then obviously the bandage cloth. I need to put in the pieces that go along here. There's a little footbridge that's going to go in there. That's in one of the boxes that I've labelled scenic items, and there's just a little cardboard box where I've received an item, and I've just piled all my little scenic little bits and bobs in there. So yeah, I will be trying to get this done, or ish. I'll do a video by the end of next month. I just need to know what what grass lengths would be the best, as I have looked on various websites, and there's quite a lot of mil difference, and I've seen, as I've not done grass or anything like that, I'm not 100% sure on. Was that railway sidings? You have a great area of space for your layout. Looks super. Yes, well, actually, I have a footwell of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 foot 9, just over 2 foot 9 inches of a operating well. So I think the maximum people will probably have here during a live stream session, if I get special guests, would probably be about 3. 4 would be at a push, just for the simple fact of I'm taking up about 1.5 foot now, being close to the camera. So, you know what I mean, if there's a 4th person, they're going to be standing over there, obviously with the loft hatch being in the way, but it's the space I've gotten, so it's space I've worked with. So we'll jump on to the building of Andy Heath. As I said, I bought recently a scenic item. I did say to him that I would do a video unboxing this. I have opened it, and I looked inside to see if it was, see if it's, well, not so much if it's all there, but to make sure that it hasn't been damaged via the Royal Mail, because there's been recently, I've had an item that's been delivered, I'm not sure who by. The packaging did get damaged. The box that the logo sits in has a slight little nick on it, which luckily hasn't hindered the logo. So I had to make sure, double check that this building had come in good condition. So this well, with you saying, Jeff, about what my plans are, this bit of item that I'll be bringing out will be sitting just around about here, I think, as a little area under construction for the local council deciding to take up some farmers' fields and renovate them for some other purposes. So I got it's going to look backwards for you guys, but the house under construction. Obviously, as I said, Dave from Dean Park, he's got one, and Richard from New Junction also has one. And seeing the one on Richard's layout up close, it is a rather good looking scenic item, and it'll go nicely, as I said, just around about there, give or take. So yeah, that was or it is the right way around. Well, to me, Brian, it's the other way because I'm using the front camera of my phone. So yeah, so that is what I got. So as I said, I got the Hornby Class 66, which compared to if I can get the other one out of oh, hi Anthony. How have Liverpool got on? It's only because my other half's a Liverpool fan, so I don't think she'd know the result just yet with her being in work. I hope Liverpool have won. Not that I'm biased. Yes. Not that I'm biased. It's just I've got a few friends that are Man United fans, and to have them be quiet for the next few months would be rather appreciative. I know they bang on about trophy, and I know the Liverpool fans do as well, but you know, I mean, they both tit for tat and all the rest of it. So as I was saying, compared to the level of detailing on the Bachmann model, the 66 from Hornby isn't well, it's not exactly it's all right for £67.50. I know, you know, well, it doesn't say on the box this railroad version. It probably is, but you know what I mean. As I said at the start, I much prefer the Hattons version, especially with the sound chip in it. As I said when we went to see it, that is a superb model. The price tag, I know there's a lot. I was saying that I've complained about the price tag. It is a very high price tag, but I think the quality of model you're getting is quite superb, really. Watching that James May program, I was quite a bit bite me tongue. Well, not biting me tongue, but a bit like, really, Hornby? You know what I mean? I think was it Laura Williams of Electric Diesel and Motors said, you mean the Terrier was an old Apple tooling, so technically it's not actually a Hornby original. They bought it off a different company, and then to pass it to say in that program that it's their model, well, no, it technically isn't, and it wasn't. So you know what I mean. And then for them to say, complain about Hattons doing the 66, and seeing the response of the guy from Hattons, I think was rather justified. To be fair, if I was involved with Hattons and seeing that Hornby had released this for a much cheaper price, although it you know, quality-wise compared to Hattons, Hattons will just smash this out the park. But you mean the Hornby's attitude is quite they're still, I'd say they're still on the, you know, because this is still the old Lima tooling, so there's nothing actually new about this loco. It's still got, I'm not sure if the motor in it is new, although when I did open this and I put it out on a friend's layout, it was rather noisy when running in, which I was not impressed about. I know, you know, it probably sat in the box for a while. Still, I'm not being, you know, I mean, it's brand new. I've just got sent from Rails of Sheffield. I shouldn't have to be oiling it already. So, I mean, it's not to put Hornby down, but you know, I mean, for £67.50, as I've said, for someone coming into the hobby, I'd say it's a fair price. You know what I mean? Obviously, when you're first coming in, you're not going to be able to spend 260 odd quid on the Hattons version. You know what I mean? For the younger generation, that's probably going to be their birthday and Christmas presents in one go, because their parents will be like, no, that's, you know what I mean, or even have to save up their pocket money for that. But as I said, the Bachmann one I bought from Wally last year, there was a stand. It wasn't the TCM one, but it was on the same side as where TCM was, but they were further. I think there were 3 stalls down, and they were doing weathered locos. And they did, on the first day that I went, they did have a 66 in EWS livery weathered, but my intentions were to buy, or was not to buy, a local. And then it wasn't until the Sunday, coming, I think, an hour and a half before the show finished, I messaged the boss and said, you know, listen, can I, is it possible if I can borrow some money to buy a local original? I said 200 to her and said, you know, this is how much it cost you, when it was only 160. So I was thinking, well, the extra 40 quid I could get something else with. And I just said I'd pay it back, which I have. And then that's when I got it. I was looking at the EWS hoppers, but some of them had KD couplings on, which is something I'd like to put on the rolling stock for this layout. Obviously, apart from this HST, which is the old Hornby couplings, that'll be the only loco when that when that runs, will have the old couplings. Jeff sent it back. Well, it doesn't matter now. As I said, it's not, you know what I mean, it's not £67.50. I can't really argue with that. But yeah, that'll be the only one with the old tooling couplings. Everything else I will be getting either KDs, or I think was it Galgon Hall, his latest video where he'd had the, I can't remember if they're Bachmann or Pico, but like the hose pipe clippings between the coaches, and seeing of the spacing from inputting them into the normal MEE ones were fantastic, to be fair. So if I can try and waggle some of them, I will do. And then, as I said, most of it, yeah, there you go, Tim. Yeah, I knew it was Bachmann or Pico. I couldn't remember. So yeah, they'll be all Anthony. Yeah, I was under the thing with that, but we'd all, you know what I mean, if I said when I first started doing, or when I first had my first train set that I bought myself, I'd said that, you know, I wouldn't model a specific error. Then it was just going to be a model railway, and I'll run what I like. But now, actually looking at it and going, well, nowadays, you mean, there's, apart from certain trains, most of it is pretty dull, weathered, dirty, grimy. You know what I mean? To be honest, I wouldn't really like watching clean trains running around. That it wouldn't sit right. So yeah, weathering them, I think, is going to have to be another thing to come across, which Jeff Reedman will be doing a giveaway for that on his channel. I'm not sure when, but it was announced last night on the Chris from West Hill Wagon Works, and Jason and Stuart are also doing one on their channels. So yes, right, so we will go on to the 300 I can't talk tonight. 300 subscriber prize is, yeah, right. Apologies for that. I've got, it's three lots, but it's multiple of one. So first, second, and first prize, there's three of them. I haven't thought of, I'll do a video separately to this for it. So there'll be a first, second, and third prize, depending on how I work it out. The first prize, oh, there you go. Jeff said it there, Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. So the first prize, well, the first set, so first place in the competition will be these Pullman coaches. I got these in the Tornado set. They are in immaculate condition. They've got the cheap silvery paint they need. So there's the 3 of them. So that'll be first prize. Second prize, I don't know if Jason from Barnabas Junction will be watching this back or if he's watching with us, but I think he might want to get or try and win these. It's 3 tankers. They probably are modern day stuff, but as I said, because they've got the old couplings, I much prefer to have the newer ones. This is why I'm getting rid of them. This is one I've had since I was the age of 8, 9. It's an old shell one. I think it's missing the steps off the back, but for the 3 of them, that'll be second prize. And then the third, oh, there you go, Brian. You want to watch out then. Will be these basic LNER coaches. There's only 2 of these. As I said again, I've not ran them. I'm not interested in using them, so I might as well do it as a giveaway to say thank you to all the subscribers. So yeah, as I said, so the Pullmans are first prize, the tankers are second, and then them LNER coaches are third. I do have other trying to think what they're called now. The Bluebell, is it the Bluebell coaches? The blue versions of them. I have 2 of them, but I will give them away on my 500 subscriber mark. I think I'm on 377 at the minute, I think. So the sooner we get to the 500 mark, the sooner they will be getting they'll go out. And there's a few other bits and bobs as well that of old stock during Steam era, or pardon me, that I won't be using. I might keep a few, pardon me, I might keep a few for on a band inside and somewhere and watched some of Tim's videos on weathering them up, making them look really, really old and as if they've just been left there. And yeah, really, so just the sooner I get, well, I'll do a video first, obviously, for 3. I know I'm 77 over, but I think that'll either be next week or the week after. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it will be out there. So the next thing was, well, it was going to be the HST project, but I'll talk about that after this other bit, which was 2 locos, which one I'd like to send to Jeff Reed at Jumble Lane, and the other one to that's why I'm burping so much, yeah, to apologise. And the other one I'd like to send to Tim to put it under making it look like restoration. So I'll do the one for Jeff first, which is this class 47799 Prince Henry one. I'm presuming it's the Queen's train because it's got a ER mark on it. I don't know if you can see that there. It has got a bit of damage to it where I think, well, I've got a buffer missing. It was my dad's, and obviously I've had it, but there is a slight bit of damage there. I don't know if someone tried to repair it, but this is a non-runner. It hasn't run for over 2-3 years, so it's not. Jeff, if you could probably weather it, or not weather it, but respray it into the Virgin livery, but don't put the Virgin things on. I'll see if I can get the, like Richard of New Junction did with his Virgin HSE set, put a sticker over the front of it. But yeah, that'll probably be sat in TMD again, just making it look like it's under repair. So yeah, I will be sending that to you, Jeff. I will personal message you and get that sent to you. And then the next one, as I said, this Loco still has its motor, well, part of its motor in there. It doesn't have any wiring of any such, and as I said, it's older than me. It's got to be, because as I said, I remember my dad having this when I was 8. No, when I was 6, actually 6, running it around our living room on a small layout that he built. So Tim, if you're watching, I'm going to send you this class 37, it's 37130 in the BR British Blue colour scheme. This, if Tim, if you could make it, look, I thought of having the idea of having tarpaulin over the top of it, and making it look like, that they're in the middle of painting half of it, but working on, I don't know how they work on Locos, restoring them or whatever, but making it look like it's under restoration, to make it look like they are actually trying to revive the 37. Although, to be honest, it won't be working, because there's literally, if I can try and get out, that's the motor, and I know it's not run. Well, as I said, the last time I remember it run when I was 7, and it fell off the dining room table, because it was my fault, mucking about with them. So I probably broke it. So yeah, that would be, as I said, it's non-working, but yeah, I'm not really bothered. But yeah, if you could do, I'll personally message you, Tim, if I could send that to yourself. So, which moves me on to, as I said, the HST project. Obviously you see one sat there next to me. I have 2 sets. That's the one, Brian, I'll send you this one. I think this is the one that sort of works, doesn't work. I can't really remember, to be fair. And then this is the other set. Unfortunately, I'm using the wrong camera here, because the pictures I've got, well, no, actually, there are, the actual pictures I kind of coloured in on my phone, or on my phone that I'm using now. So yeah, the idea is to respray one of these. I was thinking of, with the TMD section, which will be removable, or which was going to be removable, which I was going to take out put it for an exhibition layout, extended, and have this sat in an engine shed, making it look like it's getting resprayed into a livery, and thinking of doing a competition to see who could come up with a unique colour scheme for me. But looking at pictures, I'll see you, Tim. I will message you with details for sending you 37, if that's all right. So yeah, about a personal colour scheme, but then I thought, well, I could probably do a video on here of the exact same, so that might it might pop up in a future update. I'm not too sure yet. Kind of want to keep that stripe, but obviously not in that colour, and that stripe there. Possibly put this all into the same colour, and then obviously change this and have CTCE and the Bietenhof junction symbol there. So that's the plan, really. So yeah, really, the only thing left to do. Oh, there's two locos, concrete sleeper track. To obviously with it being a mainline and modern day image layout, I need to get concrete sleeper track. So all the track that's here will be getting used in the. Oh, we're buffering, are we? Are we all right now? Are we fine now, guys? Okay now? Yeah, right, okay. So yeah. So did you hear any of that last bit of I said then? No? Maybe? Is there anybody alive out there? Hello? Hello? Anybody? No? I'll take that as a no. So yeah, all this flexi track that I've got from the other layout, and there was quite a lot that I didn't use on that previous layout, with it all being wooden sleepered. This will all be used on the fill yard. So obviously I've got to get concrete sleepered track for here, which the two locos, as Brian just said, they hopefully, if someone buys them, they will be funding the track that will go down. Although I will use this for now, just to get the plan down on the idea of what the layout's going to be in situ. Just as I said, so I know of how it's all going to merge into one and how to make sure that it's all going to work operationally. Although I might just hook up like a little power supply in the corner of my. Oh, David J. Times, you alright, mate? Yeah, so that's that. The only one bit is, I'm not sure if anyone's seen my update last week. I think I put in pictures of the layout plan. Now obviously over here is where I'm going to have the station pilots. Possibly my only concern is crossing point work. Say if I want to bring something off the branch line up onto the outer up line, we'll call this the up line. So the two up lines and the two down lines. If I want to bring something from the branch line to the outer up line, or either one of them up lines, what would be the best? Would it be better putting in a few double slips, crossovers, or just not connecting the track that far? I'm not. Well, I've tried to see if on any rail if the point work will fit, and I can't figure out for the life of me how to use any rail. So, Brian, how much are they? I'm not 100% sure. It'd be nice though to have, you know, I mean, you can find, because I know rail sidings I use any rail too. Yeah, I can put the track down by 35 each. So you're talking one double slip to two. Is it to two piece? No, one double slip, one slip to one track. Then is it? So if I have, so it'd be 1, 2, 3. So I need 3 of them then. Is that what you're saying, Brian? Do you reckon? Is that right? I think. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Yeah, right, yeah. So what's that? 335, 70. Yeah, it's 105 quid that. Well, let's just hope this new paint and decorating job goes well. It'll go well. I know there'll be. We've got contracts from. Well, one needs doing before September, which is apartments at £600 each, and we'll be doing them individually. So I'm hoping to try and get 2 done a week, depending on the size. So I mean, if I can try and aim for, because I've gone from monthly pay to weekly pay, if I can try and aim for like 750, 800 quid before tax, after 20% deduction, I think that's what, about 680 quid, 700, 650 at the least, I think, or something like that. So it's, you know what I mean, this is the whole reason why I wanted this all up like this now, while I was still getting my monthly wage from my previous job, so that I didn't have to worry, right, you know what I mean, I need to do this, I need to do that. Well, my wage isn't going to allocate for that. Whereas, although the last 3 pay packets of my pay for my previous job haven't been the best, but with borrowing money off family members, pardon me, it's kind of helped, and father-in-law kindly helping me out, that's helped quite a bit. Yeah. Well, all the old insulated points from the old layout, the ones that are in okay condition, I will be using on the fiddle yard underneath, and for them I will be using surface mounted point motors. I think the Hormy ones are about yay big by that, aren't they? So if I can fit them in between the rails, I've not got a problem with that. It's just obviously on here, point motors underneath here at the minute. No, I can't get them up. There's 9 tortoise motors underneath here, which the slow action ones, I'm not really interested in slow action. Yes, seat motors make a huge clunk noise, but at least I know that the point has changed over, because you've heard the clunk and you can physically see it, quick action going over. So yeah, there's the points I've got to do. Next month there will be, well, next month's update will be next month and the month after, possibly, depending on how much I can try and get up here and clear all this off. The track work, I think, is code 75, and I've got code 100. So the track work on this, I may or may not sell, or take it up cleanly if I can, and go back to Chester Model Railway and Club and say, listen, I've got the track of Beaten Hoff that I've removed, it's all in good condition, you can have it back. So that'll be that. And then, yeah, so they won't be this, because obviously where this track is now, the whole point of to relay it all was to give a bit of space that way, so I could have the town scene, as I said, there, and then a road possibly coming down, and a bit of a small little brick wall of some sort with security fencing, and then going off, and then from the back a motorway going off. Yeah, learn from my mistakes. The first layout I did, that, well, when we were doing it, we didn't really check to see if it was level, and then I think was it just before November, tried doing a running session. I think it was December. Yeah, December. Tried doing a running session, and unfortunately, due to it not being level, I couldn't do a running session, because the trains just kept, as soon as they were going past the camera, they would be derailing, so I couldn't even make, from the bits of what I filmed, after cutting them, it was like a 10-second video of just seeing trains running. So I kind of gave up on that, gave up on the idea of doing that. Brian, what's doing the tour? Well, Charlie from Chadwick? It was formerly Chadwick TMD, I think, if I'm talking correctly. I think it's Chadwick Parkway now, isn't it? I think one of his updates, he said that he had 12 of them, and they were about 100. I think he paid about 120 quid. I'm not. I'm as much as this, you know, it's a hobby, but you know what I mean. I'm not prepared to spend that amount and go on. They might work for other people, but for me, they're not going to work. They, you know, for the simple fact of the time they take to switch over, I'd rather them quick action, done, over, gone. So I'm either going to sell the Point Motors off here or give them back to Chester Model Railway Club. I did say to them on Wednesday, jokingly, if you give me 50 quid, you can, you know, but they took it as a bit of a laughing joke. But yeah, I might just give them back. I'm not too sure yet. So yeah, other than that, so the two locals I've got that I will be selling, I've got one there. I just need to get the other one. Now as I said, I did put these up into the MRYCG chat group to see if there was anyone interested on there that would have wanted first dibs. Spoke to you, Brian. You said you might, you did and you didn't. Yeah, but you said you're saving for, I think what did you say? You're saving for the Telford show in October, I think it was. So the two locals I've got, one again, well, they're both not in my area, but two liveries again, is the LNER 264T Thomson Class L1 9003. It's in its original box, has no damage on it whatsoever. The box, I've looked after every single box I've got. It's still in its packaging. It's been ran twice on, well, no, a few times on the old layout, but as soon as that running session in November or December, I boxed them all up. So yeah, I've looked around, and the fair price that these are going for is £80. So yeah, it's got, I'm not sure if you'll be able, inside the cab there has got all the extra detailing, brake lever reds. It's all painted nicely in there, which, you know, compared to other newer Hornby stuff I've got, this is quite detailed, to be fair. It's a nice little model. It is DCC ready. I haven't got a chip in it. It's got the blanking chip still in there. So yeah, I will be asking 80 for that, and I might have to price up postage and packaging, or might say 85 for the postage and packaging and just say at that. So yeah, I'll be putting them up on the Facebook sites, or if someone watching this video would like to purchase it, if you message, I'm trying to think now, you can message, if you, I'll come back to the messaging because there's a page I wanted to show you as well. And also, this box is slightly weathered. I think the shop that I bought it from, I kept it too much in the shop window, so the box has slightly faded, but it's the old Coronation Class LMS. It is super detailed. It is a runner. I can guarantee you that. It's got the, as I said, it's got the old couplings. It also has the front bogie. Now I can't remember which one's which, but one bogie goes around, I think, first and second, and then the other bogie goes around third and fourth. So it is, if I can remember where it is, I think it is either under the loco here or underneath the tender. But as it says, it's think railway sidings, it is, I think it might be tender driven. Oh, the extra bogie is underneath. But yeah, as it says on the box, it's got the super detail impact. Well, it's got super detail, so all the handrails are all metal. It's got the handrail there, it's metal. Along the front there, it's all metal. If I can try and get it out without damaging it. That's there. And obviously with Hornby releasing the latest version of this, I bought this quite a while ago. Yeah, it's tender driven, I think. No, I might actually be wrong. I think it's driven in here. I think they're just for pickups in the tender, I believe. And yeah, there's the other bogie in the front part as well. It has sprung buffers, all the other little detailing bits on the front. So that for that one, turn the wheels. Yeah, I don't know if that means that it is motors inside there. So for that one, I'll just be asking 50 quid because that's well, from the research I've done over the internet, that's around of where they're going. So it's that's all I'll be asking for that, really. And to be fair, the postage on that one, I don't, if you know, I mean, if it costs me £5 to post, then you know what I mean, as long as I know it's going to a good home, then I'll pay the extra. No qualms at all. So yeah, they're the two that I've got that I'd like to get rid of. So as I said, LNER Thompson Coronation Class Duchess, and it's the City of Birmingham. At the time of when I was doing Steam, I was trying to find the City of Chester, but trying to find that one was quite hard. So I settled for the City of Birmingham. I think there's a City of, I think, is it the City of Sutherland, or is that the other Duchess class type? There's a few of them. There's a Duchess of Hamilton, which is obviously the one that resides at the National Railway Museum. Oh, it's blue, is it? I may have thought that it had been red. So yeah, and other than that, I think it's just pulling you off the tripod to go around and show you of the construction of the baseboards, really, because I think we're going for an hour and a half now, so probably think of wrapping it up, because I think my girlfriend will be home in half an hour, so run around, well, take me 20, she got to lift home, so it'll take me 20 minutes to run around and do some housework. Although I did empty the dishwasher this morning, so I can't get complained at that. I've done one chore today, only one chore at the minute, but I've done one chore. So yeah, one thing I was going to do as well is I did buy obviously the joins of the plasterboard. Just see if I can find it first. Down the back. This, which when I was watching as YouTuber now, you know what I mean, if you're stuck for anything, you can always type into YouTube, how do I do this? How do I do that? And the first thing I did was, when I planned on doing this with the plasterboard, was how to do it over YouTube. I've sat through various videos trying to work out which would be the one to go with, and they used, if I can find the end, which I don't think No. For love nor money. The end's there, but I can't see it or feel it. And that's no pun intended. No, can't find it. Basically, I don't know, I don't think you can see it on this one, but it's like a little net membrane that you put over the joins and it sits. The only thing is, this, I've bought it in mistake, but this is more if you're going to plaster over the boards, just so it gives the thingy. So in bits of like here, you can see on the camera where this board is a bit lower than that one. By here there's a join there. I've got that many joins here, there and everywhere. The other tape I need to get is the one without the mesh, and it's, oh yeah, actually there you go, found the end finally. So yeah, it's basically like that. Yeah, there you go, Jeff Scrim. It's not the, well, I wouldn't say it's not the idealist, but for what I've done on this bit here, this hasn't really got anything to it. I mean, I keep pushing the boards, but whether it's just because they're sagging or whatever, it's as it is. But all this will be getting painted white, so when I get the chance to bring all the dust sheets up, hopefully I've got all this off, so the board will be flat. Put the dust sheets down and paint the entire lot white. The back scenes on certain parts, obviously down there, that'll all be a scenic. Are you mudding? What do you mean by that, Anthony? Are you mudding your joints? Wait, it's not. I'll take you off the tripod in a minute. It's not that they're cracking. It's just where, because obviously where one joist is and one joist is, some on certain parts, the join doesn't sit level. You'll see in a minute on the camera of how bad some of the plasterboardings had to be, with all different shapes and whatnot going on. So yeah, so that'll get done. Then I will be having this when you come off the tripod, but the wall where I'm facing now, obviously towards you guys, that will be a board, or a bit of a trying to think of what to call it now, like a wall of, like, if I visited certain people's layouts and we've had a picture together. I know when David Linham of Manchester South came to visit, I took a video of me and him for his video of visiting me, but the picture will be going up in here. The picture that I had with Richard from New Junction, and then obviously when I come to everyone's other layouts, you'll be on my little wall, and other various little bits and bobs. And then on that back one, I think I'll have I've got some train pictures that were I had painted, well, I had painted, but I bought that were painted. We'll put them up down there. All right, okay, Anthony. So you have to put mud. Ah, right. I see what you mean. Yeah, right. Okay. Jeff. No, if you paint the joint, you will see the joint as it cracked. The scrim will hold the filler in place. So do you mean then put this over the joint first and then fill, or fill and then while the filler's wet put this over the top of it? Is that what you mean? I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking at my computer. The chat's in line with this, but the picture, we're still talking about the Duchess class at the minute. So I'm on a DC2, my new control room. Very smooth and only. That's 4 tracks. All right, okay, Jeff. Well, see, I Give me 2 seconds. I just need to answer to a text to say about tomorrow. Sorry about that. I had to reply to a text this morning. I sent it out earlier on. You just replied to me. I think was it. When I bought the plasterboards. I think Jason said to get this, but I said about filling over it, and he said not to. So I don't know. Well, if you ever when you possibly come around, Jeff, you'll see in a minute when I take you off the tripod, the issue. But yeah, it's all right. But I know you can get the other style where it's just it's like masking tape, but this sort of stuff where you just put it over the joints. Hang on, sorry, 2 seconds and just. All right. Right. Okay. Right. So I'll be in work tomorrow morning. So yeah, the light will get done back end of the week or the week whichever. Right, so now it's time. I'm going to see if I can do this without disconnecting from the live stream. This might go tits up, guys, but we'll soon see. Right, so is everything all right for everyone? Is everyone still here? I think it looks all right for a second. The town scene's going to go. This is all track. So as I said, this is the final bit that I put in today on the computer there. So this up to, I did mark it out. I think from what I was working out was 2 seconds. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to rearrange. So I think up to there. So from, I think where the edge of that signal box is there to here is going to be the TMD area along here, and then obviously the tracks will go along the back, and then either along here or possibly there. There'll be like a board to disguise that's where it goes, and then they'll come swooping out of here. As I said, it'll be fourth, third, and either third or second radius, but it might be third for the branch line, or I might do. Hang on 2 seconds, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Getting texts. So yeah, as I said, I might even just do fourth, and third radius. Fourth being on the two main lines. They'll come through, however, along here, go along, and then, as I said, come up to about where this leg is. This end piece I'm going to move and put by here, just so it fills in this gap here, and then obviously where them two screw marks, I'll probably cut it off there. So then from, I think it's just where that knot is there, along here will be cut off, and then they'll go down underneath all this lot, and then this is where the fiddle yard will go all the way along there. I'm thinking of the fiddle yard being about yay high, just for the fact of the boards there, I can still get my hand in underneath without interfering with the trains too much. But obviously I can't really do any of the fiddle yard or anything until I've rewired or taken all this out. So yeah, fiddle yard will come all the way around, go underneath that bit, come underneath here as well, and then obviously just as it gets, well, probably just before it gets to that leg, obviously because of the loft hatch, this board's going to have to be cut at an angle. So then hopefully by this point here on the fiddle yard, I'm not sure how many roads of tracks I'm going to have to 3 tracks, but I think there might be four tracks to each track, so I might have 12 lanes, or I might even be able to get a few more in. Might be able to do 5 each. Brian, no helixes and David. I would if I could, but unfortunately I haven't got the foggiest of how to build one. I know watching Everard Mark 1, him building his, he had come into the last days of his layout, his first layout, he had a lot of issues with his. I don't, possibly down to how it was made with MDF, I'm not too sure. I know Derek of DJ Model Railway, he's built one. I'm not sure if his works. Theoretically, it could be possible to have one. Obviously, you know what I mean. If I go back there again, if that's where the board ends, you know what I mean, I've still got I think is it roughly about 3 feet. So they could, you know what I mean, they could theoretically, I could fit one in. But other than that, and the same again on this side. Once I've basically the fiddle yard all relies on me relaying this lot first, and then, as I said, going around putting that corner piece in there, as I know that's going to be set corners, and this. But if like you're saying, speak to Chris of Hunts Heath. If it's possible to get a helix in, then great. Then, you know what I mean, technically from that corner then I could fix the track loosely in, and then I don't have to muck about with this. I could probably even keep it or move it a bit more this way for the helix. So obviously take this piece out and put it there where that one is, and then cut this bit of the board off, and go to there. And then, you know what I mean, if from this joist here, it takes up to about four square feet. Let's have a look, shall we? It's not looking very good, Bri. So is that square? So I'm not the best at maths. Maths was never my strong point at school. So I'm presuming 4 square feet is 2 foot by 2 foot, is it? Or am I talking jibber jabber and I don't know? Because that's from the wall. There's 2 foot, which is it's 4 by 4. Right, okay, well, I haven't got the space for that because 4 foot is going to take it right over the loft hatch, which is going to be an issue. And the same, if there's 4 foot, you mean 4 foot is going to be to by here, and this part of the layout it's all going to sweep and then go that way, so the tracks will be more that way as they go around. So then obviously by here will be scenic. Then, as I said, there'll be a motorway coming across here. So yeah, if you can get one that'll fit in, if you could try and get one to work in 3 foot or work within 3 foot, then that wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, if it's 4 foot by 4 foot, that's quite a lot of space. And even coming out, you know what I mean, these are 3 foot wide boards. Well, it is before I cut them down. So 4 foot, literally, they're both going to be clashing with each other. So I might just even stick to the original plan and just do the foam risers.
Grandad Choo Choo moves to the side of the hatch, or this side. But then I could be possibly losing, you know what I mean, that amount of that much of a fiddle yard, but I'll be losing that much of a scenic board then, which is kind of how I wanted this all to be. I know it's over the loft hatch, but it's not. When you're walking up, although this is hanging over at the minute, it will be getting cut. I'm not knocking my head on this, so I might just stick with the original plan of using the foam risers and going down underneath, and doing it that way. But yeah, if you said, Brian, if you're sending me the PDF, I'll have a look at it. Not if it'll be underneath. Well, but it's got to come up eventually, isn't it? So it's no. I think I'll stick to the. As I said, I think I'll stick to the plan with the foam risers. Just use, because I think you get a pair, don't you, in one kit. So I'll use one foam riser to go down, and then I'll just cut a sheet of plywood to go over, and then that'll have the 3 tracks sat onto it, and then I get same again on the other side. But yeah, that's for a bit more in the future at the minute. As I said, this is I've got to rip up all the track, and all the rest of it, and relay all this, and hopefully I will be doing. I'll be where there's certain holes, the board joins. Some car alarms going off. I will be putting cork down, so that it's all. I mean, all this malarkey's come off, and all the rest of it. And just in case there is any damage while removing, like the platform here, and where they've put the cork, or well, what might not be cork, I'm not too sure. Whatever this is, when I rip it up, just in case there is any damages to the board underneath. At least if I get cork and lay it all down, it'll all be covered, and then obviously cork underneath the tracks to rise the tracks up a bit. And then once I've worked from that corner there, or even I might just start from here, lay it all round, make sure that it all fits nicely, and then I'll come up with something for the platforms. I'm not 100% sure whether I think I'm going to go for the Pico sides, or I'm not too sure. I might just reuse these and just get the Woodland Scenery platform covering bits, and obviously put see if I can get some card looking like this, or plastic card with a bricked bit, and put it. What was that? Sorry, Brian. How do you want people to enter the competition? I will be doing a separate video on that. It was just an idea for today, really, for the stream, because I thought of the last few days' progress, of how much I got done. I thought, well, instead of doing an update video, I thought it'd be better to do a live stream and to show you guys of what the progress that I've got up to, and all the rest of it, really. So yeah, I will be gathering some. I'll have to research on some of my other videos, because I think one of the questions may be of what happened or what I did last year. So I just need to make sure that it's in one of my previous videos, so that if whoever enters, you know what I mean, can have a look. I'm not going to say I might use it, I might not, but yeah, I need to see. And then other questions I might put out. I might have to come up with. So yeah, I might do it. I'll be working on it during the week of thinking of things, and I might post it up either next weekend or the weekend after. So yeah, if you've clicked the bell icon, then obviously you'll be notified on what when the video comes out. Obviously you can see that all the stuff that's been removed. There's one, there's two, and over in the back there you can see all the buildings that came off from over there. And then all these, the stone Metcalf kits will be going on this part somewhere. But yeah, I've got this little box here of little bits, just so I don't lose them, really, of picking everything off and putting them in here, just so they don't get lost or don't get damaged any further than what they have. Also, I got these as well from when I can get them out. Now I know these are expensive. I think I might use them. These Dapol signals. Now obviously, once they both sat there, I think they're classed as Semaphore. I'm not really trained thingy, but Semaphore signaling. So yeah, I might use these if I might just think of getting might have a small little heritage line or whatever and get it just to go off, because I know I'm trying to think the video I seen it on now. I think it was Hornby's. I think something to do with Hornby, where they had a little a back and forth shunting thing. Now if I can get it to make it look like, you know, it just comes into the station, goes underneath some scenic bit, waits there, and then comes back. If I can try and if I can try and get that to happen, then it won't be too bad. So yeah, that's all I've got to say, really, guys. We've been on for an hour and 55 minutes now. So I'll be sending off to Tim over a scrap line. That one over to Jeff Readman at Jumble Lane. Them three will be the 300 subscriber first prize giveaway. They will be the second prize, and obviously there will be the third. And then obviously we discussed about the diorama, discussed about the new 66 compared to the other one, and then obviously the two locos there that are for sale. Oh, and that's what that leads me on to quickly before I go. I did try putting out, if I can get it up, just move that. The YouTube channel, well, the layout now has a Facebook page. So if you go over there and like it, and if you can't comment on this, saying about buying the locos, if you put on here interested in buying, say if you're interested in buying the Thompson, just put interested in buying LNER Thompson class L1. I'll know what you're on about. Or same with the Duchess class, just to put it on there. As I know everyone else for their layouts has got a Facebook page, I thought it's about time, you know, I had one for the layout. I haven't got a Twitter account just yet, or Instagram. I'm thinking them or you mean trying to do Facebook, although this past few days, all the, if I can try and bring it up actually, if it'll, see, this is the issue I had, is the spare phone wouldn't come on. Oh, it just loaded. Come on, technology, slow, as always. This computer is not the best, it needs defragging and all the rest of it. When it wants to load, come on. There you go. So, you know, I've posted quite regularly on there the last few weeks. Got put up a post here about AccuScale. They like that post. I put up a few of there as well. When it loads, I had saying about the new, saying thank you to all the new subscribers as well. I had a new subscriber, I think it was last month, which is David. I think it's David Watson over at Dean Park. No, not Watson. Sorry, Dave over at Dean Class. Dave Class 47. I was quite stunned really when I seen that notification to say that he'd subscribed to my channel, as him, Everard Junction, and watching David Howarth at the early, I think was it, well, quite a few number of years ago. Them three people got me into wanting a layout for myself. So, you know, thank you very much. It's someone of Dave from Dean Park to subscribe to myself is quite over the moon really. And then obviously meeting Everard Junction, Richard at the Hattons meet. When we were there, everyone was saying that I was chewing his ear off, which, yeah, I was talking to him quite a lot. To be fair, he's quite a top bloke, to be fair, so you can put a face to the name. So yeah, if you go over to the Beaten Hoff Facebook page, give me a like, and you know, if you want to say hello and say that you've liked the page after this live stream, that would be great, just so I know who my subscribers are really, because obviously YouTube you can't see without spending or wasting loads of times going through everyone's channel to see who they're subscribed. You know what I mean? I just go over there and say hi to me, and that'll be it really. So yeah, I'll flip the camera around. So yeah, that was it really. We're going, well, just over 2 hour mark now. So yeah, just watch out for the video then, either next weekend or the weekend after, for the 300 subscriber giveaway. As I've said, I've mentioned the prizes. I will be trying to improve my videos with thumbnails and all the rest of it. I'm going to ask Jason at Barnabas Junction, when I possibly go to see him, if he can show me, or if we can make some between ourselves. And yeah, and obviously the HST project, I will be doing videos on that as well. The how-to diorama series, I'll be doing that. And then obviously ripping and relaying all of this, so I've got quite a lot going on from now basically. So yeah, it's going great. To be fair, I'm over the moon of the progress I've made within the last week, especially from that update. As I said, I wasn't happy of how far I got, and I was pretty thinking, oh, it could be the end or whatever, but yeah, I'm really pleased, over the moon, thrilled. So hopefully, I have been told before I start doing scenic stuff to make sure that the trains run fine, and that there's no issues with them running, which I will do. I think once the track is down to all powered, I think for a month I will give it where I'm running trains just non-stop to make sure that it's all fine. I know that the layout will be level, but just to make sure that everything is sound before I decide to ballast, put things into place. Obviously the track will be pinned down, well, it won't be pinned down. I will be gluing it. I've noticed recently everyone's on going is it Copydex, gluing it down with. I've seen, I can't remember where I've seen it now, where it's pretty cheap for a tub. For the life of me, I cannot remember now where I've seen it, and it's literally been within the last 3 weeks that I've seen it, and I thought that's not a bad price for Copydex, to be fair, and the amount you get for the price was like, yeah, I think I'll be coming back here. I might have to re-jog my memory a bit. So yeah, so thank you very much for getting involved. I think at one point, I think we had about 15, 16 people watching, but hopefully people come back and watch. So, you know, this is the stage of now where I'm at with Bietenhof Junction. And that was the reason why it's called Bietenhof Junction, because obviously this was Bietenhof from Chester Model Railway Club. And then in some part of here, there will be a junction part of some sort. And also one thing I forgot to mention as well is about here, there will be, this section will be cut out and the board will be dropped down ever so slightly, and that's where my canal seam will be going. As I said quite a few months ago, that I liked the idea of what Richard from Everard Junction did with his first layout of that canal seam. I will be doing something similar, although at an angle maybe or something, but making it a bit like it does actually go around a corner or a bend or whatever. So yeah, so thank you very much, guys. I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for watching and being a part of the live stream. Hopefully there's more to come, but I've got a funny feeling this is going to take ages to rip all up. I'm not dreading it, but this is going to be fun. This next month of watching all your I've just slightly got up to date-ish with most of your updates. I think there's one or two that I haven't. I'm up to date with all of Graham Falston's videos. Brian, Jason Stewart, New Junction, which is one of the Richard at New Junction. Watching his, wanted to try and get mine up and running. So yeah, I'm pretty much up to date with most of your videos. So yeah, go back in. Oh, hang on, what was someone mentioning? Oh God. Right. On that note, guys, I'm gonna have to leave it there. So yeah, thank you very much for watching for the past 2 hours. I hope I've not waffled on enough. Remember to keep a lookout for next weekend or the weekend after about the 300 subscriber giveaway. Once I've hit 500, I will be doing another one, which I will be, well, I got a Strathpeffer Junction. I will be doing some mugs, some keychains or something to give away on that one as well, just a bit more. So thank you very much, guys. I shall see you all in next month's video maybe. So